This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, everyone. This is Richard Chartrand from the North Grenville Toastmasters Club. And this is the second, actually, in a series of videos that I want to do to introduce the public to our members. And tonight I have with me Tony Vanderlaan. Tony's actually the current president of our club. And I'm going to ask Tony a few questions about how he feels about Toastmasters. So first of all, Tony, thank you for taking the time to do this. And can you just give me a little idea of how long ago you joined Toastmasters and what first attracted you to do so?
Well, good evening there, Richard. Thank you very much. I think I'm pretty sure I joined about 14 years ago, which would be 2014, I believe it was. Yeah, so almost 10 years ago now. Anyway, it was just one of those things on my bucket list at the time. I had seen Anna, one of our current members now, at a little seminar she was putting on, and she introduced herself that she was in the Toastmasters, and I had seen the Toastmaster signs around. I said, "Well, I found that really interesting," and I was always looking for it. And as soon as I saw Anna, I jumped at the chance, got in touch with her, and set up the arrangement, and the rest is history, so to speak. So.
Yeah. So it's been about 10 years now, and of course you and I have known each other for about, I guess, 3 or 4 now that I've been around. And
for sure.
Over the years, I know that you're involved with the 4-H club, and I also, other than your full-time job, you run a zoo, petting zoo type thing, Vanderlaan. So you're dealing with the public a lot.
Yes.
And so how would you say that being a Toastmasters has benefited you personally and in your career and in your business?
Well, Toastmasters, I was always interested. I really loved hearing interesting, inspirational speeches and things like that, and said I would like to do that someday. And in my days of work and the things that I do, meeting with the public, with our zoo and stuff like that, I always wanted to be better at that, interacting with the public, and Toastmasters really gave me. Here I'm saying a lot of ahs and ums, which is what we try to steer away from. So I'm not on a scripted speech of some sort. I always seem to do better with those, but what I've learned is that I've been able to listen better to public that we meet, and at work I find I get along a lot better with our crew, all our guys that I work with. I'm friends with everybody, and I know how to interact, and I find that the people skills is one of the greatest benefits I find, to be able to get along with everybody, and actually it worked out to be sort of I know it seemed to even help my T4 a little bit. It seemed to move up the ladder a little bit, taking more responsibility and things like that. And so I'm sort of the top of the ladder, so to speak, as far as the skill goes. But it's the next step. The next step is to be a leadership role, is what I'm hoping for at some point. But that will come, I would think.
And I know that because you've practiced them a couple of times in our club, that you recently, in the last 3 years, I guess, have had 2 daughters married, and you've practiced Father of the Bride speeches. And I mean, you've had some fun with that, and with Toastmasters helping out, I would think.
Oh yeah, certainly, and it seemed to make I know my first daughter, it was a standing ovation. Everybody really enjoyed what I had presented, and really heartfelt, and there was lots of love in the room, and the same with the second and the third, and the third daughter, just recently was. I couldn't have wished for a more beautiful day, and for her and our family, and we managed to come up with, thanks to Toastmasters, a fairly good speech, and I would like to thank the members for listening and giving some pointers and things like that. So, and it's even like with the international speeches, the more you practice, you tweak it and you work it and you do these little things, and it turns out quite a bit different than when you originally started. But thanks to the advice, I was able to work that out. So it all turns out very, very good for me and my family, of course.
And of course, as you know, Toastmasters is about communication, public speaking, but it's also about leadership. And I know that you and several of our other members exemplify the leadership part of it. I know your work with the 4-H Club and just knowing you as a super genuine person. I know people benefit from getting to know people like you in the club. So what advice would you give to somebody who might be sitting on the fence and wondering whether they might want to, visit a meeting and see what this is all about?
Yes. Well, my advice, well, I was much the same as many people nowadays. They're shy to speak out in public. Just even meeting your cashier at the grocery store or somebody at the gas station, just to break into casual conversation and just to get to know somebody a little better and get them to know you a little bit better, and it makes the world go so much better if you have a friendly face wherever you go. So that's one of those things that Toastmasters can give you, to be able to have the confidence just to walk up to anybody and talk about the weather or anything that's going on, and there's so many. And if you work on your a new person will practice your listening skills. Sometimes if you're listening to somebody and you're thinking of a response before they're finished saying anything, so just to keep an open mind and wait till they finish. And sometimes what they're coming up with is totally different than what you assumed they were going to say. So there's a lot of things. Oh my gosh, it's how can I explain it? It's a much better world, and like I'm in it 10 years, but we just had a learning institute thing with the Toastmasters, and I've learned something new. So we're always learning and different ideas and how to go about things and all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot to learn. I don't want anybody just joining up to feel overwhelmed, but we are a club that will listen and give positive feedback and work out the best situations for you to be an all-round better person is basically the goal of what we're going for. And if you can we can do that, then you can help our club and we can help you. So there we go.
Well, that's great. You made a couple of really good points. Certainly the other half of communication is not just speaking, but being a good listener. And you talk really well about how we can become better listeners and not wait to our turn to say something. And you also, pointed out one of the things for me was really important is how supportive the group was. I always felt in a safe place. I always felt supportive, never felt, like I was being criticized for anything or whatnot, but always encouraged all the way through. So thank you very much for taking the time, Tony, and I will look forward to seeing you actually in about 3 days at our next meeting. So
yes,
every first and third Thursday at 7 p.m. Come early at O'Farrell's Financials boardroom on the corner of 43 and 44. And of course, if you can't make it in person, you can look at our Facebook site and know where to email for the Zoom coordinates. And you can join us from either locally or anywhere in the world. I'm going to wish you a good night, Tony. Any closing words?
Well, thank you very much, Richard, and I hope to see a lot of new people at our meeting, and just prepare to feel welcome and enjoy our meeting. Thank you.
You have a good night.